Okay. Okay, hi. Hello, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. My name is Dr. Venus Opal Reese, and this is my very first live stream. Ah! So, like, oh my God, I hope I pushed the right buttons. Okay, and I'm talking, so be gentle with me, everybody. I'm excited. I'm a little nervous, and my business manager is my partner here, so she's making sure everything works technically. So I want to give us a couple of minutes because people sometimes my 7 o'clock could be somebody else's 6:58. You know what I'm saying? So I want to grant people some grace and give them a couple of minutes to get on. So what I would like for you to do is, as you come on, please introduce yourself. Say your name. Say what state you're from. As we let people get here, and I'm just so happy that you're here. I am so happy that you're here. And I cannot wait to pour into you. Okay? So thank you for being here. Thank you for the people who came early. Thank you for the people who came, on time, like that. But again, just to grant some grace, because it always sucks to come into something and you feel like you're coming late. I've learned to breathe, just breathe through it. All right. So we're going to give people a couple of minutes and just say hi to each other. Um, I'm not going to auto share. Can you make sure we're recording? Because I don't know if we are, and text me and let me know we are. you know, um, that way. Oh my God, y'all here! I'm like, see. Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my God! This is crazy! This is crazy! I can see you, man. Hi, Tony. Hi, Ethel. Hi, Shaylin. Hi, Cynthia. Oh my God! Wow. I am so happy we did the live stream. Oh my God, we get to be a community. Okay. Oh my God. Okay, B, you're gonna have to focus. Oh, and now Keenan and I get it. So I have no focus. Okay, so I'm going to surrender the chat because I'm looking at it. I'm going to leave it alone because I have no focus. Okay, so wow, wow, yay. Okay, so I'm hoping this is good for y'all. Okay, I'm trying to make sure I'm in the right place and I got the right light and all that kind of stuff. But it's only because I so want to do good for you. And yay, we're doing it. Okay, so, can you please stop playing with your chair? Okay, I'm gonna stop playing with my chair. I think. What do you think? You think this fit better? No. Okay, I'm gonna come here. No, I'm gonna go over here, and I'm gonna stop playing with my chair. All right, I think. So, Kenny, you have to keep me focused because I play with my chair. Okay. And I wanted to do this not in my office, but in my home because I wanted to invite you into my home, into my world. So, let me see here. Everybody help work. Keena said, "Leave it alone. You're good." Okay, fine. I'm good. So first and foremost, can y'all just breathe with me? Help me, right? Just take a deep inhale through your nose and exhale through your mouth. Inhale through your nose and exhale through your mouth. Okay? One more time. Inhale through your nose and exhale through your mouth. Very nice. Thank you. Hi. My name is Dr. Venus Opal Reese of Defy Impossible, and you're making history. You are. You are You're about to embark on one of the most beautiful and sacred transformations of your life. And I need you to hear a couple of things before we get into the teaching. I need you to hear a couple of things because if you hear them, it gives me the biggest amount of room to make the difference with you tonight. Okay? And the first thing I need you to hear is this: I love you. Now, I may not know your story. I don't know the details, but I know your spirit. I know that if you got to this live stream, it's because you know there is greatness on you. And you know that. And you're a little frustrated because life hasn't always been kind, you know? And I understand that. But I need you to receive something. See, I don't want to talk to your head. I don't. I want to talk to your heart. I want to speak heart to heart. But I need something from you to do that. I can't just roll into somebody's house, right? I need you to let me in. I do. I have 90 minutes with you. I got one shot to really pour into you. But I can't do that without your permission. So I'm asking you for something. I'm asking you to grant me permission to come to walk with you for a little while, to stand near you, to walk side by side with you, and to open your heart to receive a love you did not have to earn. See, we've been taught to earn it, and we've been taught to prove it, and we've been taught to make it. And then by so doing, that's what we do with other people. We make them earn it. We make them prove it. We make them make it. You see what I'm saying? And I'm saying, not tonight. Can we just be sisters just for a few minutes without the worry or the fear of somebody taking something or something or having to protect ourselves? The whole point of this is for us to be together. So we can feed each other and we can love each other and we can bear witness that you are not alone in this. Because you're not. Check out the live stream. You're not alone. There's almost 700 people. And I'm still getting calls. I just can't deal with them. I can't do nothing with it. You know, but people are trying to, we're hungry for this. Okay, I'm gonna send this to you because she's trying to get in and I can't help right now. All right, but I'm saying that to say that you don't just accidentally put out a couple of emails and 700 people show up if there's not a real hunger. But in order for me to feed that hunger, to quench that thirst, I need you to let me in. So if you're willing to grant me that grace, that sacred trust, type it in the chat book saying, okay. Just say okay. Because if you could say okay here, you could say okay somewhere else. All right? Okay? So now I'm going to go look to see if you said okay. Oh my God, you said okay. Yay! Yay! Yeah! Wow! Lots of okays. Okay, I got it. Okay. Oh, okay. All right. So, yay, team. Okay, cool beans. So that's the first piece. Now, the second piece I need to put in as we walk together is this. I need to know that I'm not alone in this. Okay. So this is what I need. If I say something, okay, that really resonates with your heart, just type in preach. And if I say something that really just like knocks it out the park, that's like, oh my gosh, she's in my brain, say holla, all right? And if I say something that is like, she's me, this is me, right? Holla and preach, okay? And the reason being is this way I know I'm not crazy. And we can bear witness to each other. You know what I'm saying? So that's my request. That way, I come from the black church, right? Call and response. That's why I need a live stream. I need interaction. I do not leave me alone in this. Okay. So if I say something that resonates, just holla, preach, holla and preach. That way we're together and it's a two-way conversation. Okay. All right, cool beans. Okay, and I love you. Okay, great. So with that being said, I want to give you a little bit of background about me because it's not a new people to me, and I need to let you know who is this chick? Who is this Dr. Venus Operis chick, right? Well, the long and short of it, I'm gonna be really brief about my background because I want to get to you, but you need to know certain things because if I tell you, I start getting tears. Lisa, can you give me some tissue, please? Because my nose is dripping. Yeah, well, there you go. Welcome to my home. Transparency, y'all. I can't not do it. But so by the time I was 16 years old, I was living on the streets, the mean streets of Baltimore, Maryland. Okay. And the truth of the matter is really just, I can't even make it sound better, but my mama put me out. Okay. Things were okay in her house. And, what does this mean? You're probably aware of the technical issue, but the live stream is giving me the message the content is currently offline. That's not accurate. Okay, stop. Okay, people are texting me, Kina. Thank you. Fix it. Okay, I'm forwarding this to Kina. This is the benefit of actually doing a live stream. It's real live, right? So it's not fake time. I'm going to send this to Kina so she can handle it. Okay. So I'm forwarding this message because I want to include everybody. All right. So that's one of the reasons why I do what I do. I have a high value on people being included. So I have my cell phone. I'm sending it to my business manager so she can include people who have some technical difficulties. So thank you for your grace. Okay. Another sister, we're going to keep including. So like I said, mama put me out because things weren't okay in her house. And I never went back. Okay. And so, okay, thank you, Letha. It's on now. Okay, I'm putting the cell down. Anyway, she put me out, and I remember distinctly. You know how your body remembers things? There's memories in your body that aren't yours, that you inherited. They're not yours. They're generational, right? And I remember sitting on my street corner, and it was on Monument and Federal Street, and I was literally sitting in urine and beer. And there's the smell of it. I still can't walk down. I live in Texas now. If I walk downtown Dallas, I smell that smell around the Greyhound bus station, and it still makes me nauseous, right? It still impacts me. And so I remember sitting on my corner, and I remember saying and praying, saying, God, please help me. Help me get out. How did I get here? Like that. And the answer to that prayer came in the form of my ninth grade math teacher. Amazing. She was the one who saved my life. She was the one who helped me get myself cleaned up, gave me a warm meal, and dropped me off at my street corner. And she never asked me to explain. A black woman, okay? And she helped me. She helped me and she let me keep my dignity. I didn't have to, she didn't shame me, right? And so I would hang out after school and wipe down her boards, and she would give me like socks, and she would leave them on my chair, so I didn't have to ask. And she would give me underwear in the plastic, because I was used to making do, and it was nice to have underwear in the plastic like Hanes like thing without, they were new, right? But she never shamed me, and over time we developed a trust relationship, right? And around, I think it was 6 or 8 months later, I just remember it was time. It was a while, and I didn't talk. Back then, where I come from, you don't tell, right? That's called snitching. That's called a beat down. You don't tell. You don't air your dirty business in the neighborhood. You don't tell people your dirty laundry. And I was raised to never tell, right? And so I literally stopped talking it was either 6 to 8 months. I can't remember anymore because it just hurt too much. I mean, it just hurt. And I didn't want to get in trouble, right? And so Miss Francis marched to the back of the classroom. And I'm sitting in the back of her classroom reading a book that she gave me because we talked through books. And I have to keep in mind, Miss Francis, and I'm gonna show you a picture of her later. Okay. Miss Francis is what, 4'11". All right. Heavy set, beautiful, beautiful caramel color skin. All right. And with an attitude, very inner city high school teacher. Got an edge on her, right? And if y'all think I have a bad edge, deal with Nana. She'll she'll cut you in a good way. But she's not a very warm fuzzy. She's a loving human being. But she's not Pollyanna, right? She's very direct. And she has said to me when she marched to the back of a classroom, she said, "Look, if you're not going to talk, then write." Now I want you to understand something. I didn't want to lose my good thing, right? Miss Francis fed me a meal. If I stayed out after school long enough, she gave me food. That's 5 meals a week. Now, I had figured out the soup kitchens. I had figured out the churches. I had figured out Goodwill. I knew which train. I knew where to stay warm. I knew what buildings would be open. She was part of my system. So when she said that, I didn't want to make her mad and have her take it away. So I figured she should do what she said. I should do what she said, right? So I wrote out my thoughts and they came out in pieces. So they came out as poetry. They came out in fragments really. But Miss Francis, she read them, she typed them up, and then she sent them to the NAACP Axel competition, and I won. Now, I want to slow it down to break it down so you'll understand why this is relevant to you today, my sister, okay? Here was a stranger, not even blood, who took the time to give me the tools to have a voice. Because that's what that pen, pencil, and that pad were, okay? She then turned herself into a resource on my behalf. She's a math teacher. How are you going to find a poetry contest if you're not looking for it? She would have had to have gone to look for it for me so that I could see me with new eyes, right? And she poured a love on me that I did not have to earn or pay for in any way, shape, or form with my body. And I'm going to tell you, that was the first time in my life I had ever had that. And when I realized what Miss Francis had done for me, it was when I had my very first, what I call, new thought, okay? And the thought I had, it's very Helen Keller and Anne Sullivan, right? But the thought I had was, Miss Francis sees me differently than how I see me. I see me as worthless, with all the evidence in the world to prove it. Miss Francis sees me as somebody who matters. She sees me as somebody who has worth just because I'm here. Not because I did anything or proved it or paid for it or traded for it. Because where I come from, we did trade, right? And so after that thought, I had my very first new thought. And I said, well, if I could see me the way Miss Francis sees me, then maybe I could do something with my life. And that's how it all started. So I learned how to sleep in a bed. I started to see myself as somebody who could sleep in a bed. I started to see myself as somebody who could eat with a fork. I started to see myself as somebody who could, in a lot of ways, just, mimic people. Mimic people to learn how to sit, learn how to stand, learn how to navigate social systems, right? And then I started to see myself as somebody who could graduate from college. No, I'm sorry, high school first, because no one in my family had at that time graduated from high school yet. I mean, from generationals back, all the way back to slavery, right? And then I started to see myself as someone who can go to school, and I got 4 degrees, right? And I saw myself as somebody who could, garner, get media, and I closed the show off Broadway. And I saw myself as somebody who could have her own company. But I'm gonna tell you, it all happened because I had a teacher who saw who I could be. And I lived into that. Does that make sense? It wasn't something I did. I'm telling you, I'm not special. I'm not being self, I don't know, it's bad. I'm not cutting me down. I'm saying there's nothing special about me. The only difference between me and you, in a lot of ways, is that I truly, genuinely know my worth and I know how to monetize it. Okay? So my life's work, my calling is to teach purpose-driven, high-achieving, educated sisters, Okay? How to identify, monetize, and leverage your worth in the marketplace. That is what I do. I just do money and I'm really good at it. All right. And I do money quick. You don't need to spend 10 years on this. We can get it done between 1 and 3. Right. So what we're going to be covering today is, well, how? So that's a bit of my background so you'll know who I am. And I want to share with you, I want to make sure you know you're in the right place. All right. Now, when I say that, I'm figuring you are on the right call, but a lot of times we don't always know if this is the right place for us to be. Now, not like I said, my expertise is all about monetizing your worth. But the way I do that, and you should know this, is I teach sisters, like again, educated sisters, sisters who are experts, who are executives, who are professionals, who are entrepreneurs, sisters who are around the way, sisters who are just entrepreneurial minded. All right. But the way I do it is I do it through personal growth tools, business development strategies, and spiritual congruence. I got this, me and God got a thing going on. All right. And rest assured, it's a personal relationship. It is not traditional. I don't fit into a box at all, right? I'm convinced that God looks like a black man who just came out of prison. Okay? And I love that vision of God. It's my version. Me and God understand. I'm from the streets. I want a brother who will smite somebody. Just smite. I'm down for that. I like that Old Testament God. I send some lizards or some frogs or something. You know what I mean? I like the ideal of vindication. I like somebody who's bigger than me who can protect me, right? Now, granted, that's me and God. So I talk to God like God is like a brother from around the way. I don't talk to God like God is somebody above me. I don't do that. So I talk to God like I talk to you. And I talk to God in very street terms. So I should tell y'all, I am bilingual. Okay? Meaning I speak street. Some people speak Spanish. Some people speak French. Some people speak Portuguese. I speak street. All right? And I speak Stanford too, but rest assured, street is there. Right? And I can't always guarantee which one's going to come out. Okay? So sometimes you'll hear me curse. And it's not because I'm trying to disrespect you, but I'm going to tell you why. I don't want to suppress me and rip you off of my ability to hone in on things because I'm afraid I'll offend you. So do I have your permission just to be myself? I don't want you getting mad at me because I cursed. I'm probably going to curse. I did good for the last 26 minutes. I haven't said not one. So good on us. All right. But I'm saying that to say that anything I say, no matter how I bring it, and I will bring it, all right? No matter how I bring it, it's always in service of your highest good. Okay? So I come raw, and it's always from love. But I'm more committed to producing the result with you than you liking me. I love you that much. I love you enough to have you not like me so that you can fulfill your destiny. And if that means I curse, then I'm going to curse. Okay? So if that's not going to work for you, you should leave me now because I don't want you mad and not being able to receive. Because the way I bring it, it really is just about as real as it gets, right? And I'll do my best, but I'm telling y'all, I know me and I'm bilingual. So there you go. All right? So here's what I want you to know is that my mission is to heal the heart of humanity. That's my thing. I say that we are heartbroken. I say that life has broken our hearts. I'm not talking about necessarily romantic, and sometimes it is romantic, but you know, a lot of us thought we'll be further along than where we are right now by now. A lot of us thought we'll be married with children or with that man or with that woman or with that job or with that house by now. And life hasn't been easy and we cut ourselves down to fit it. You know what I'm saying? So my thing is money is a heart condition. Money is not a Lord have mercy. I can't do nothing with it. Okay, I'm gonna surrender this one. I'm gonna forward this to you, Kenya, because I don't know what to do with her. Please help her. because she's trying to get on and she hasn't been able to get on yet. Okay? And she's committed because she keeps calling. So please, please, please take care of her. She gave you her number. Okay? So because life has broken our hearts, we have played small. Okay? And we've hidden our light under a bushel and started to survive. All right? So my mission, my destiny is to heal the heart of humanity. And the way I'm committed to doing that is by training 1 million game-changing sisters to use business as their vehicle to change the world. Okay? And when you do that, you create prosperity that's congruent with your purpose. That more than covers your personal, your spiritual, your philanthropic endeavors with full self-expression and joy. So that's my thing, and that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. All right. Now I want you to be clear that you're in the right place if you are sick and tired of working hard. I'm not saying being fulfilled. I'm saying like slaving. That's what I call it, slaving, because there's no joy. Right? Then you're in the right place. Just type in holla, that's you. You're in the right place if you're ready to break free of the chains of all of the emotional, I'm going to call it bondage, that we've inherited from our mothers, from our fathers, from our men, from our children, from our families, from our history. And you're no longer willing to have that past have a chokehold on your future. If that's you, just say holla. All right? If you're in the right place, if you know you are ready to knock it out the park and you just need guidance and a plan. You just need a system. You got the hunger, you even got the idea, you know what I'm saying? But you're stumbling. And maybe you could be in a corporate situation, or you could already be a business owner, but you're not making money with your business. You're pouring money into it, but you're not getting the money back. Right? But if you had the right tools, you would crush it. If that's you, write and holla, all right? This is for you if you know you want to make your mark on human history. You know this. You know that it's not about you anymore. It's about your children's children. If that's you, say holla, okay? This is for you if you know you just want to be happy, right? You you're tired of feeling sad and frustrated and broken and disappointed with life and yourself. You're like, I know I can do better than this. And you even know you're making other people rich, but you doubt yourself. You don't believe that you could, or you don't believe somebody else would invest in you the way that you invest in other people. If that's you, you're in the right place. You're also in the right place if you're just ready to make some serious money. All right. You may be like, you know what? I just got a shoe fetish and I need to actually have that make money. So if you're in any of those positions, you're in the right place. And I'm specifically speaking to Black women. Now, I know I got some brothers who said, I'm a brother. I'm like, you're my brother from another mother. Welcome. And I have some soul sisters who may be lighter in complexion than myself. You're welcomed here. But be clear, I'm putting Black women first. I feel like we haven't been put first. And I cannot tell you how many responses I've had. Like, how come you don't say women of color? Because I don't mean women of color. And women of color are welcomed. But it's coming through a Black girl experience. And if you're down with that, you are welcomed here. But I feel like Black women have been on the margins. My job right now is to move us to the center. Okay? And I'm saying that to say that we generate $400 billion in spending power every year. Some people have higher numbers than that. Okay? And yet we don't have that kind of money in our bank accounts. You see what I'm saying? Less than 2% of women business owners across the board ever break the 7-figure mark. And according to Lincoln's research, most women who have a business or a side hustle, because most Black women I know, we have a business, but we have a day job. So we really don't, we're not pouring into our business full time. We haven't let go of that what I call that corporate welfare check. Okay, holla if you hear me. Okay, and it's not because we don't have the skill. You know you got the skill, but you don't have the confidence. You don't believe you can. You believe you could do it for somebody else, but you don't trust that you could do it for yourself. And I'm not saying and hear me out. I'm not saying that you're This is not for people who are down and out. Do you see what I'm saying? Sisters who are down and out won't make it to this live stream. This is for sisters who are successful, but they're not thriving. And they know that there's something missing. And I'm going to tell you, all this missing is a system. I am not kidding. A system and some guidance. That's what Miss Francis was able to give me, and that's what I want to give you. All right? So I'm all about unleashing you. All right? So I'm all about unleashing your natural ability to make your mark and make millions. And I really do mean millions. The check with a bunch of zeros. And I say, the reason I say that is like, look, if you've already made 5,000, okay, then 6,000, if you already made 5 figures, okay, if you can get from 5 figures to 6 figures, 6 figures is only 10 100,000s. If you can do it once, you can do it 10 times. So I want you to be in a spirit of aspiration. I want you to be like, you know what, 7 figures, that's my mark. Because you can. And if we think about the money you've already spent on your education, on your clothes, on your family over the last 5 to 10 years, baby, you've already spent it. You've already dropped the money. So you can't tell me anything about you and money. We have money. We just put it in other people. We don't put it in ourselves. And I'm not okay with that. So my job is to unleash your heart. Okay, that's it. Because the thing is, you're already a winner. But you don't have the skill, you don't have the roadmap, all right? So we're going to cover like 3 main topics today, all right? And I need to say this, please stay with me until the end. I'm going to take questions, obviously, but I have something delicious for those who stay with me until the end, okay? That you cannot get if you're not on the live stream. I reward people who show up. So I have something for you. So with that being said, today we're going to cover self-esteem money and self-worth money. They're not the same. They're not the same. And it's a big deal, all right? And we're going to deal with how the history of slavery and oppression impacts your financial future and your sense of self, all right? We're also going to look at how good education can be bad for business. It is completely what we were taught and how we were taught in school is the exact antithesis of what you need to do to make money. I have 4 degrees. I cannot tell you how many PhDs make less than bartenders do. I cannot tell you how many PhDs make less money than strippers do. Okay? It's not about the education, and I'm not poo-pooing on education. I think education's great, but education is not about entrepreneurism. It's not about making money. At least it wasn't for me. It was about something else, and we'll get into that. All right? And then we're going to go over the number 1 secret to really, I call it define your impossible, but it really is what's going to make the difference between you making 6 figures, multiple 6 figures, and 7 figures. So we're going to cover that. And then we're going to get into really the actual formula so that you can learn how to leverage your game-changing genius, your $1 million money maker, all right? So that you can live the kind of life you want to live and the life you deserve. And to create a better life for your child or your children or the neighborhood that you're in, okay? So that's what we're doing today. Now, obviously, we have the time that we have, and I'm going to give you everything that I can in that time frame. And for those of you that want to continue to walk with me, I will show you how to go further with me, all right? And that way, it's all love, all right? So with that being said, let me just talk to you about slavery, all right? And how can I say this? I see some hollers, some preachers, love it. That's it. I'm with you, all right? So let's talk a little bit about slavery, all right? Because this is important. And one of the things that makes my work different from anybody in the marketplace right now is that I'm actually dealing with the impact of slavery and culture on our performance. I'm back. All right, so if you think about it, as Black women, we birthed North America. Hell, we probably birthed the whole world, but I'm not going to go into the whole history of Africa. I hear you. I know my sisters. I got some sisters in California who are like, we birthed the world, and you're probably right. But for the point of this conversation, I just want to talk about North American slavery, all right? If you think about chattel slavery, we literally gave birth to the labor force that built this country, all right? Now, part of coming through slavery and living in Jim Crow and living it through Reconstruction, and I'm not even talking about, I'm talking about being on the plantation, all the way to like the 60s, right? We have been taught, we've been taught to survive. I need you to hear this. We have been taught, we're wired to survive. As Black women, we have been trained by history, by life, to acquiesce or fight back. And that's still, think about it, that's still survival. All right. We've been taught to make do. We've been taught to self-sacrifice because that's what we had to do to stay alive. Are you with me? Holla. Throw some hollers up in there. Okay. And I want you to understand something. When you're wired physiology, we're not talking about willpower. We're talking about when you're in a car and a car swerves into your lane and you pump the brakes. It's because you are physiologically wired to stay alive. So you don't need a memo to say, oh, pump the brakes so you don't collide in with that car. You see what I'm saying? You don't do that. You just pump the brakes because your body takes over, your physiology takes over, the neuroplasticity of your brain actually takes over. Your reptilian brain, your amygdala actually is out to keep you alive. Okay? Now, that's what we call physical death. But there's this thing called social death. It's like going to a party and your hands start to sweat and you get nervous and your body starts to shake because you're scared that no one's going to say hi to you. And you go find, I know what I do. I go find the Black people in the room. You know what I'm saying? Until I get a certain level of comfort and then I can branch out. You see what I'm saying? My point is we are wired to survive. When I was coming up, I was in a drug bust. Long story, and I'll share it with you at some other time. But I was standing on the porch, and there was a bunch of cops pointing their guns at me, and they said, "Come out with your hands up." And when my eyes couldn't see everything, but when my eyes could see the police with their guns pointing at me, my body began to shake. Now, someone pushed me off the steps, off the stoops. In Baltimore, we have stoops, right? Pushed me off the stoops, and the cops stormed the house, but my body kept shaking. And I want you to know, for decades, anytime I was surprised, my body would begin to shake. Because my body couldn't tell the difference between a real or imagined threat. My body didn't know no one was pointing a gun at me. It just felt like it was. Because I was wired to survive. I was wired to stay alive. Are you with me? Holla. Holla if you hear me, okay? Okay, so I'm saying, think in your own life. You'll start noticing that you're doing stuff that you don't have any say-so about. It's called survival. And whenever you're threatened, you can count on that survival kicking in. Now, I want you to be clear. That survival is not you. Please hear this. Your survival is not you, but because you've been surviving so long, you think it's you. Holla. Holla if you hear me. Okay, I'm just checking in. All right? So, if you can actually take the case that your survival is running the show, then it's going to give you some flexibility because you can start to separate yourself from your survival. Now, here's the ugly truth. You will never outperform your self-image. You will never out-earn your self-image. Can't be done, all right? How you see yourself, if you see yourself threatened, if you see yourself a certain way, your actions are going to be a direct correlate. It's what I call a tango, all right? Because your brain can't tell the difference between a real or imagined threat. So I call it the survival and self-worth tango. Your internal state determines personal performance. The outward demonstrations and manifestations correlate with your internal state. All right, so let me give you an example. You may want to write this down, okay? Self-image sabotage. What got you here will not get you there, okay? So I'm going to ask you to write down 3 categories. The first one is self-image. The second one is auto-action. Not even reaction, it's auto-action. It's totally unthinking. And the last column will be result. All right? And so what you're going to write down are under self-image, write down the word independent. And under independent, write down the word nice. And under nice, write down go-getter. And under go-getter, write down dependable. And underneath dependable, write down hard worker. I'll say them again. Under self-image, under that column, you're writing down 5 different types, 5 different self-images, all right? Independent, nice, go-getter, independent, nice, go-getter, dependable, hard worker, okay? Now, the auto actions. I want you to see if you can locate yourself in one of those 5 or maybe more than one. So if your self-image is that you're an independent woman, all right, just say holla, all right? And so if you're independent, have you noticed your independence is what got you successful? To whatever degree, how you survive was being independent, okay? And so the auto action, if your self-image is independent, is to do it yourself, right? Well, here's the thing. When you do it yourself all the time, the end result is you're burnt out. You see, what got you here won't get you there. It got you in survival mode. It worked, but it's not helping you actually knock it out the park. It's actually undermining you now. Make sense? The next one is nice. All right. So if your self-image is nice, just type in holla. All right. And then so if your thing is nice, the auto action is you can never say no. Right? But the result is you feel like you're a doormat, right? So that's something you got to look to see if that's your truth. Go to go-getter. If you're a go-getter, type in holla, okay? And if you're a go-getter, your auto action is you're never satisfied. You're always going to the next mountain and next mountain and next mountain. And the result is high turnover, whether it's with your team, your relationships, with friends, because you can never be pleased, right? And if your self-image is dependable, all right, type in holla if your self-image is dependable. Be proud, don't be ashamed, be proud. Means you don't make waves. That's your auto actions. You don't make waves, you blend in, right? And which the result is you get passed over. You get passed over for that promotion, you get passed over for dates. You know what I'm saying? So that's the end result. And then if your self-image is that you are a hard worker, holla if you hear me. Be proud, type it in, okay? Then the auto action is called workaholic, all right? And the end result is your body and your family are stressed to the max. You end up not taking care of yourself. You don't eat well. You can't lose that 10 pounds or that 20 pounds. You keep, it's like, or your kids feel neglected, or your spouse feels like they don't get the best of you. They get what's left over. And there's tension in the family and in the home. So can you see how those actions, your self-image dictates your actions? And I'm not even talking about positive, negative. I'm talking about your actions are a direct correlate to how you see yourself. Make sense? So someone give me some hollers. Let me know. Does that make sense? Okay. Okay, great. Okay, good. So with that being said, I want to move into this whole notion of self-esteem money and self-worth money. So self-esteem money, and this is just, I'm going to give you a definition. So self-esteem money is based on on the definition of self-esteem. So self-esteem is defined as an internal evaluation, okay? An internal evaluation of yourself based on your feelings, your thoughts, perspectives, beliefs, and experiences. So it's you talking to you about you based on what you feel and what you think about you. All right? It's an internal evaluation. So if you feel good about you, you're probably going to make the request. You'll probably make the call. You'll probably ask for the sale. But if you don't feel good about yourself, you're probably going to eat the cookie, right? So you want to understand that that's self-esteem money. All right. And if you really want to know what your self-esteem money is, look at your bank account. Look at your savings account. It tells you what you think you're worth. Now, self-worth money is not based on an internal evaluation. It's not dependent upon how you feel. Now, all your feelings are wrapped around your survival, by the way. Okay. Self-worth money is not based on an internal evaluation. It's based on valuation. Valuation is a finance term. Okay, so valuation simply means an external assessment of an asset to a community, group, or market. Can you hear the difference? It's a positive built into it, right? So, okay, internal evaluation, external assessment of an asset. Two different worlds. Here's the question, my sister. Have you positioned yourself as an asset to a community group of market? Have you positioned yourself as an asset to your family members, to your kids, to your spouse, to your lover? When you start to think about it, you'll start to see how you haven't. And there's no shame here. I'm just real talk, okay? That's the thing. And that's when you can start to relate to yourself as an asset versus someone who's self-sacrificing or a servant or servitude, you change the game. Okay? That's a big deal to get. All right. So what I want to say to you is, once you get that particular concept, that's when we and I can. That's when money starts to be. We can do some things. All right. Because it does take that shift from servitude to asset. That you are an asset. When you walk in, there are assets that walk in with you. Right. You're not just taking up space. You're not a servant. And I know we've been taught to serve. If you think about being a maid or being a housekeeper or being a secretary, I mean, and I'm just saying in terms of gender, we've been taught to serve. Serve our men, serve our churches, serve our children, right? We haven't been taught that we're an asset. Which one? Kena said, repeat, that's a tweetable. Which one? Kena! Kena told me to repeat something, but I don't know what she's talking about. So she'll tell me and I'll repeat it. But I want you to hear that you really are an asset. You're not a servant. Oh, the asset. You're an asset. But we've been taught to serve. And we've been rewarded for putting ourselves last. And we've been taught not to invest in ourselves, but to invest in other people in hopes that they would at some point invest back into us. And they haven't. They haven't. Okay? Okay. So now that we got that piece in, I want to talk to you about once you have to leverage your worth instead of your skills, your talents, your education, or credentials. Okay? If you want to make big money with no stress, well, no. Fulfillment, it takes some doing, but it's not the same slaving. It takes doing, but not slaving, right? But if you want to leverage your worth, instead of your skills, because everybody's doing that, right? The talents, educational credentials, you got to do so by positioning your worth in one or three ways. You may want to write this down, okay? So you want to position your worth, you want to position your self-worth as an exclusive luxury brand, an elite thought leader, or a boutique business. You want to position your worth, the value you naturally bring to life, what naturally walks in the door with you. You want to position that as an exclusive luxury brand, an elite thought leader, or a boutique business. Those three ways are what we call high ticket. Not low cost leader, not bargain Betty, but high ticket. Because if you can position your self-worth as an exclusive luxury brand, an elite thought leader, or a boutique business, you are golden. So an exclusive luxury brand, think Bentley, okay? They're rare, they're distinct, and they're perceived as unique and not easily obtainable. Are you positioning yourself as rare, unique, and not easily obtainable? This works for dating as well, sisters, okay? I'm going to give you 3 case studies, and I'm also going to talk a little bit about myself so I can tie it together, all right? So, for example, with position yourself as a exclusive luxury brand. I have a client. He's my VIP. He's my star client. He likes to let me know. His name is Tommy. He's multi-millionaire, all right? And when Tommy started to work with me, his self-worth was in the toilet. I mean, just trashed. And it wasn't because of his money. It was because of his wife. His wife wanted a divorce, and they had 2 small kids under 10 at the time. And Tommy was like, oh, hell no. Because this was his second marriage, and he did not want to know himself as divorced again. His self-image, right? So it got so bad between them that he was actually having to liquidate his assets to make payroll, right? So by the time he got to me, things were in a mess. The actions he took was he did his impossible. We're going to talk about that a little later. And he took actions consistent with valuing himself. It sounds crazy, all right? But it's amazing what happens when you start to take action to value you, people around you have to change. And he stood for himself by investing in himself and not settling. And the way that looked is we were able to discern. When I work with my clients, you get an opportunity to work with me to do what I call your self-worth blueprint. Because your self-worth blueprint is all that survival that keeps undermining your success. And until you can name it, you can't claim it and you can't move it, right? So we did the work, and bottom line is he was able to separate his sense of self from his wife's opinion about him. And her opinion was he's a bad man. Now, ladies, the power of life and death is in our tongue. We have no idea how quickly we can just cut a brother or cut a sister with our tongue and they be trashed. But so it was just a mess, but he was able to separate himself from that. And when he was able to do that, they dissolved their marriage respectfully with honor. They're now co-parenting their kids. And Tommy closed a $1.7 million investment deal. Now, here's the trick. When he went into that deal to talk, he had me in his ear. I talked to him before he went into close. I designed the conversation for him so that when he went into close, it was a sure bet. That's what I do. I can hear people. I can hear how to put things together so that you get the result you want, right? And so I'm just saying, like, when you know your worth, you can actually move things around. When you're twisted by other people's opinions about you, you can't see straight, all right? So that's the first thing. It's like we got to be able to see straight in order for you to see yourself with new eyes. And he was able to reposition his business. And Tommy's been with me Tommy has done all of my programs. I've built things around Tommy. And Tommy has generated around 5 million by virtue of having me as his mentor. And he keeps coming back. We're now working together again. He won't leave me. I have to create new programs for him, all right? But he's positioned himself as an exclusive brand. He's as an exclusive luxury brand in the financial district because of the work that I've done with him, all right? So you want to see for yourself, is that something you want? Would you like to be rare, sought after, and exclusive? Then that's how you want to position your worth. Or if you want to position yourself as an elite thought leader is someone who makes money and who makes history, all right? Think of Seth Godin. Think of Marianne Williamson. Think of Neil Donald Walsh. These are thought leaders, right? And I mean, in different arenas. Think of Stephen Covey, right? They become the go-to person for that particular arena, right? And so and they're paid for that. So I'm gonna give you another example of one of my clients. Her name is Ronnie, and I'm gonna show you a little bit about her a little later. Ronnie is a bloody genius. The chick is gangster. The girl she's amazing, all right? And Ronnie has a PhD in mathematics. Okay, I can't even add my name, right? But she's genius at it. Now, when Ronnie and I started working together, Ronnie too has walked with me for a while. I have like a 98% retention rate because I keep my people, right? Because they're loved. But Ronnie, when she and I started working together, her self-worth she had what I call an inherited self-worth from her dad. Her dad was highly critical. You know how you have a parent or adult or a teacher who says stuff to you and you take it like it's the truth and you live it? That's how it was for her. And he was hella critical. And she took on his belief system about her as if it were the truth, right? And what happened for her was she started to notice that the behaviors that she didn't like in herself, her daughter was starting to emulate. And that's when she said, enough. That's what I mean about generational curses, sisters. We inherited stuff from our mamas and our daddies and our family members, and then we give it to our kids. You know what I'm saying? Instead of us doing the work to actually, you know what? It stops here. It stops here. And Ronnie's one of those chicks who say, no, it stops here. And so what she did was she determined her current relationship with herself, which was, in a lot of ways, a doormat, right? Just no value for what she brings to the table. And I mean, brilliant, beautiful sister, 6 foot tall, gorgeous locks. I mean, the chick is gorgeous, right? But really determined her current relationship with herself, and then she declared her independent process. So that's the process that I'm going to be sharing that I have designed that actually got me cleared, so I could actually do what I do, and it is going to be part of my upcoming training that I'll tell you about a little later. But we have is inside of that process. That she declared her independence. And she also discovered her worth and positioned it. So she's one of my VIP clients, all right? And she and I, along with a bunch of other sisters, well, a group of other brilliant sisters, we were masterminding together. And I came up with the title of her talk. She does stuff with STEM education, and designed the talk out for her. She, just out of the work we did, she was invited to do a TED talk. Now, I'm gonna tell you from that one TED talk, she's a sought after speaker. She's flying places. I think that she's been invited to Jamaica, somewhere in Bahamas to do something. I'm like, really? One talk title, one talk description, and she's got a whole nother career, right? And that's something that you can have too. And the thing is, what I'm really good at hearing what people will buy, which is distinct from what you may want to sell, right? Whole different ball of wax, right? But she did the work, and now she's done something. Who gets to be on a TED stage? I'm like, I want to be on a TED stage. But she's an elite thought leader, and so she's building out her business as that go-to chick for STEM education. You see what I'm saying? So I'm saying, you want to look in your own life. Is that something you want? Would you prefer to be an elite thought leader or in a luxury brand, right? And then there's also a boutique business. It's the third way to position yourself in the market. And the boutique business is the business serving sophisticated or specialized clientele. My business model is a boutique business model. Okay, think of a Tiffany's. Okay, think of oh God, I'm trying to think of something that's really cool. I don't know, um oh something cool. One of those specialty stores, right? Where you get treated like royalty, right? And that's how I love to be with my clients. I don't have a lot of clients. That's not my thing. I want the right clients, the people who will do the work. You know what I'm saying? The people who really want to change the game for themselves, for their families, for their communities, for the world. So my people are babied, and I'm clear I spoil my people, and I'm so okay with that. But with a boutique business, that's the point. You kill them with value. That's what makes a boutique business so unique, is that you trade on the value you bring to your customer. Tommy can call me when he needs me. So can Ronnie. So can all of my private clients. Do you see what I'm saying? Because they have access to my multi-million-dollar brain trust. My job is to make sure they win, right? But that's what a boutique business does. You actually position yourself as somebody that gives so much value that it's a higher premium because it's customized. And I customize to my clients in my private programs, right? Not in my group programs, right? So here's an example. I have a client. Her name is Curly. She's one of my VIP clients, and she's been an accountant for 20 years. And she and I had a conversation, and out of that conversation, she went and had a conversation with her CEO. Out of that conversation, she received a 30% raise, a company car, a signing bonus, and she created a company within her company. So you don't even have to leave. You don't have to go and be an entrepreneur. Not necessarily. You could be an intrapreneur and bring the principles I'm offering to you so that you can actually do that with your work in your workplace. All right. So the actions that she took was she clearly articulated her value and worth to her CEO. What would it be like for you to clearly articulate your value and worth to your CEO, to your man, to your children, to your mama? You see what I'm saying? That's a whole different thing. You may know you may know you're the hotness, but if you can't communicate it in a way that they see the benefit for themselves, it falls on deaf ears. Then you have to force and push, and that's when that survival kicks in, and then we know how that one goes, right? So, and she shared her ideal in a way that fulfills his values and his vision. A lot of times we talk from our perspective, not from the perspective of the other person's values and vision. And then we wonder why we don't get what we want, right? And she took inspired heart truth action on her behalf. All right. She really did. Her confidence has gone through the roof. She's nice. You remember that self-image of nice? She's nice. She's beautiful and she's nice. And I love her, but she's bloody nice. And but her confidence has gone through the roof, right? And so it's not just about making money, it's about feeling good about you. It's about being proud of you. I don't want you to just make money. There are a lot of people who can teach you how to make money. But I'm the only one that I know of that not only teaches you how to make money, but to also honor your worth. Honor you. Just like you would a brand new baby. Honor you like you would, your mom, right? So those are the three different ways to position yourself. Now, I promise I'm going to tell you the number one secret to define your impossible. This is the secret that can take you from six figures to multiple six figures to seven figures. You want to hear it? You got to type in, oh, yes, Venus, please, tell me, please. You got to type it in. If I don't see it, I'm going to do it. I'm not going to do it. Let me see. Okay, Tony laughed. Anybody else? Okay, give me some love, folks. Okay, yes, okay, great. Okay, great. Okay. All right, fine. Okay, drop it on. Okay, I got it. Okay. I was just, all right, fine. Well, since you asked, oh, that hurt my tummy. Okay, since you asked, so the way you do it is, the number one secret to define your impossible is you have to solve a problem by creating a crisis. You have to solve a problem by creating a crisis. Solve a problem by creating a crisis. Now, when I say a created crisis, I don't mean an inherited crisis like mother-in-law. You're going to have to deal with that, or property taxes, or periodontal disease. These are things that you have to deal with if you want to roll in that particular direction, right? When I say a created crisis, it is something that literally inspires you, something that makes your heart sing, something that makes you proud, that you cannot not do, because it's like being pulled by your passion versus pushing a rock up a hill. Two different worlds, right? So I'm going to use myself as a case study so I can tie all these pieces together, okay? But the way I'm going to do it is by this whole idea of how good education can be bad for business. So here's the thing. If you're a sister who has more than one degree, or if the School of Hard Knocks has given you a lot of education, just write in preach. Just type it in, right? Now, if you're anything like me, I went to school because I was taught that the way to get out the ghetto was to get an education. And I was taught that if you got a good education, you would be successful. And so I went to school to get education for credibility. Because I didn't think that people would even want to hear anything I had to say. So if I had an education, then I was credible. People would hear me. Does that make sense? All right? Well, here's the thing. Credibility requires external validation. Are you with me? Okay? External validation leaves you at the mercy of others. A slave trying to please in order to survive. Okay? I'm going to give you an example from my life. As you know, I graduated from Stanford. Okay? I have 4 degrees. My last 2 are from Stanford. I did my research at the Sorbonne in Paris. And as a scholar, I am an identity theorist, meaning I teach people how they perform themselves in everyday life. That's my area of study. All right? How do you know who you are? That's my schooling, right? And so when you go through Stanford, you're taught to go get a good job at a research institution and get tenure. So for academics, the tenure track is like climbing a corporate ladder. It's the equivalent. It's a 7-year vetting process. And you do publishing, you do service, you slave for pennies in a lot of places. Now, maybe not at Princeton, right? But for most of us, it's not the same, right? And so, or even if you're in an engineer or an MBA, not in the humanities or the soft sciences or the social sciences, right? So here's the thing. I did I was doing my tenure track, 6-year process, and there's like 7 levels of voting, external validation, right? And I got to the 3rd top level, which is my faculty vote. And I'm gonna tell you, that's when I got hit by the 2x4. My faculty, the people who have been walking with me for 6 years, The ones who said they had my back, who were like, you're great, you're wonderful, they were the ones who voted against me. Have you ever had that feeling when somebody does some shit that kicks you in your gut and it just brings you to your knees? Because you don't see it coming. You're like, you? And this is like so it's like, what does this, it was like, I couldn't even see straight. Because who would have thought? I didn't see it coming. I didn't see it, y'all. Didn't see it. And so it broke my heart. And I'm gonna tell you, it was like, it felt like being put back on the streets. You know what I'm saying? Because it was people I knew, liked, and trust. And it was just like, mama put me back out there in the streets. And I didn't want to go back. The reason I went after 10 years was because I wanted the security. I'm from the streets. I wanted to never have to do stuff I didn't want to do in order to survive. So that's why I went for tenure, because that's my drug of choice, my crack was tenure, was security. And when they did that, it was like, okay, God, what? What? And so me and God had a conversation. And I had to really just have him come to Jesus, like, okay, V, what? And I said, I had to tell the truth to myself, and what I had to really surrender to, and please receive this for yourself, is that they didn't want me. They didn't want me. They didn't value me, just like mama didn't want me. All right? And I had to confront my addiction to security. Okay? I was hiding in plain sight. You look good, you got the clothes, you got the car, you got the credential of Dr. Reese. But I wasn't happy. I wasn't fulfilled. I was collecting a paycheck because I was scared that nobody would want me. And so I stayed in a job for damn near 10 years because I was too scared to try. Because I didn't want people to put me out. And that's when I had to stand for myself with myself. And I need you to hear that. You're trying to stand for yourself with others. Have you stood for yourself with you? That's the real question. And I had to own my worth. I'm like, you know what, God? Fine. They don't want me. I am not going to keep trying to make these people love me and value me. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go to people who do. And I'm going to tell you, that was it. And so maybe a week later, I was at a talk. I was giving my time away for free because I felt fulfilled serving other people, right? And this dude said, look, can you come talk to my group? I want them to hear you talk. And I said, okay. And I realized when I was talking to God about, well, what can I do? I knew I could inspire people. I knew I could talk. I knew I could teach. And I knew how to listen. All right? So I went to go to this meeting. Turned out it was a CEO group. And when I did the CEO group, I listened to them talk and I could hear they were lying. Have you ever gone to one of those meetings and everybody's like, how are you? I'm fine. How are you? I'm great. How are you? I'm dandy. And you can see that it's like a script. And I went around the room. I said, your wife is mad at you. Your children hate you. Your team wants to get rid of you. You're mad at him. And this, I just ran through the whole room. By the time I finished, the whole group hired me. And that's when I knew my worth. You see, I thought my education was me, right? I actually thought that. I thought that my education was me, and I thought that my credentials were me. But that's not what they were buying. They were writing me big checks, 10 times more than I was making as a professor, and they didn't care about my credential. They didn't care about my charisma. They didn't care about my skill set. What they cared about was my ear. You see, on the streets, you have to learn. I learned how to hear what people are not saying in order to stay alive. Because no one tells the truth on the streets. It's all about survival, right? And so I learned quickly how to discern, how to read, how to hear people so that I could actually speak directly to what they wanted. So I would become necessary for them. Do you see what I'm saying? Now, that didn't come from Stanford. That got me through Stanford. That same survival strategy, that I have a capacity for that. All right? They were paying me for my ear. Now, you take somebody who can hear what people are not saying, reflect it back to them in a loving way, wrap it in compassion of someone who knows what it's like to be betrayed by the people who's supposed to have your back. And then you package that as trusted advisor. You package that as business mentor. You package that as entrepreneurial coach. You then can charge $25,000 for private training and people pay it. Holla if you hear me. Is this making sense? I'm gonna check in. Just let me know, is this making sense? Okay, okay, I'm just checking. Okay, okay, got it. So I want you to know that you too have what I call $1 million moneymaker, a game-changing genius. And you just don't know you have it because you haven't been taught to. Now I'm gonna tell you, I went from 47,000 as a professor bring home to just under 400,000 in 16 months. And I'm fast tracking it to 7 figures, okay? I generated $165,000 in 72 hours. I have a booking agent who gives me keynotes. I paid off $35,000 in credit card debt, easy. I work with people I love and who value me. I design my days. I travel the world. I jump out of planes for the fun of it. I'm taking my mastermind group. We're going to go jump out of a plane next week. Woohoo! Okay. And the more I leverage my worth and master my mindset, the more money comes to me. Money and me, we flow. You see what I'm saying? And you can do the same, but you got to be willing to leverage your worth. All right. And you got to know your worth to leverage it. Now, here's the thing. I need you to know that it's not because I'm special. I say that because people want to make me special. It's not even that. I had a teacher. I had a mentor. I had somebody who actually gave me the tools to really have a voice. Do you know what I'm saying? To know that I could do this. It's not because it's not something special. It really is something that I learned, right? Who poured a love on me that I didn't have to earn, and who taught me how to see myself with new eyes. So I guess the question here to ask you is, do you know your worth, baby? Really? Do you know your worth? Do you know how to monetize it? Do you know how to leverage it? Some of you may already know you may know how to monetize, but you know how to leverage it. You're slaving again. Or you're making somebody else rich. Or you're working a job that you hate. Or you're funding your own dreams instead of monetizing them. Okay? If that's the case, then maybe I can help. All right? Now, I want you to know, if you want to monetize and leverage your worth, there is a system. White people have systems. Black people have passion. That's the difference. That's one of the reasons why I'm doing it this way, is because black people, we have passion, but we have no systems. All right? As a general rule, I'm not suggesting it's across everybody, but I'm saying money is a system. It is not just passion and testifying and testimony. That's not money. That's testifying and testimony, all right? But it's a system that anybody can do it. Now, I'm going to tell you, if you want to learn how to monetize your worth, all right, you can do this with or without me. Okay, now I personally would love for you to walk with me because I have a solution that I think will actually make a difference for you because it's worked for me and it's worked for my clients. My clients have generated millions of dollars out of my systems, all right? But I'm saying this to say, well, whether you do it with me or you do it on your own, you're going to have to go through these 8 spaces. So I want to show you these spaces. So please go to 6-figure emancipation formula, okay? Okay? So please go to 6figureemancipationformula.com, all right? Because I want to show you the system that I have in place that you can do. Keisha, if you have to, type it into the chat box so that people can see what it is. All right. Oh, thank you, LaFaith. I appreciate you. 6, and it's the word 6, 6figureemancipationformula.com. Please go to that website because I want to show you this. There's videos, there's testimonials, but I just need you to drop down to the place where it says, here are the actual training modules of the Defy Impossible 6-figure emancipation formula. Okay? You're going to six-figureemancipationformula.com. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Oh, I love you, Nima. Love you, girl. Love you. Love her. Okay. Okay. So the reason why, so here's the, these are the 8 spaces you have to go through if you want to leverage your worth into a viable business. If you don't want to do, you can do business a lot of ways. Okay. But this is if you want to leverage your worth. If you want it to be, it's an inside out approach. All right. The first thing you're going to have to do is heal the hurt of history. Okay. And that's about setting yourself free to make room for staggering wealth. It's like having a bunch of clothes in your closet. We got to make room for wealth. You can't do that if you're hurt. A lot of you, I'm going to tell you, if you have hurt and resentment in your heart, you cannot make money. If you're harboring ill will, money will not stay there. We got to heal that. Because if we don't heal that, then you don't have the shot. All right. The second space you have to go through is what I call internal inspiration. You're going to have to craft a creative self to give yourself the internal permission to prosper. This is what I did with Ronnie. This is what I do with all my clients. I have to, because you've inherited other people's stuff that's not yours. So we have to create something new and fresh that's just yours and how you see you with new eyes. Okay. This third space you have to go through is what I call your identifying your $1 million moneymaker or your game-changing genius. Look, you may not be into money. I am. All right. You cannot make a difference if you can't write the check. You cannot help somebody if you're broke. And if you're giving money, if you're robbing people to pay Paul, that just builds resentment. You know what I'm saying? So money is a tool that helps you fulfill your destiny. You can't help other people if you don't have resource. And the universe wants to give you lots and lots of money. But we got to create the conditions. So you want to identify your $1 million moneymaker or your game-changing genius. If you're not into money, you can change the game. You can change history with your family. The principles still apply, right? So that's what we do in Module 3. Module 4 is you got to dollarize and monetize your worth. So once you identify it, then we got to put some money on it. Okay? So and now the way you do that is you want to monetize your worth and dollarize it so you have people clamoring after you, money in fists, ready to buy, yelling, worth every penny. I love that. All right? Module 5 is discover your big money message and who will buy it. It's like adding an extra zero to your paychecks. This is like what I was saying with me, being a professor. I didn't try to make the university give me money. I went and found people who could. Trying to make people who don't have money give you money sucks. And I'm going to tell you, there's 1 billion people on Google every day. And they are looking for you. They are praying for what only you can provide the way that you bring it. And they'll pay top dollar for that through you. Okay? So there's no shortage of opportunities for making money. All right? Module 6 is you want to turn your message into a movement. So when you stand for something, you stand out. This is what I believe. I believe you have to turn your mess into your message and turn your message into your movement. Who would have thought me getting up off the streets, me learning how to survive, hearing what people don't say would be my moneymaker? We would have thought it would have been Stanford, right? It's not Stanford. Now, granted, thank God for my training. I was trained in Stanford. I mean, all the training counts. But what differentiates me is my story. What differentiates me is my lived experience, just like you. You see what I'm saying? You have a story, but you're not positioning it. You're not monetizing it. You may be telling it, but you're not positioning it. And there is a difference. But when you turn your mess into your message, because your $1 million moneymaker is not located in your brain, it's located in your pain. All right? When you take your mess and turn it into your message, then you can turn it into a movement. That's what I'm doing. That's what I did. We matter. It's no different than me realizing that I matter. You see what I'm saying? So I'm my first client, right? So when you stand for something, you stand out. Module 7 is market your money-making message to the masses for the impact and influence that fulfills you and drastically increases your bottom line. It's like there's so many ways to make money, all right? But money is a tool. And if you can get it in front of people, like I said, we got to think about marketing. We got to think about, keywords. We got to think about social media. We got to think about how to get it out there. But that's strategic. You don't have to do everything. You have to do something. You have to do it well. Okay. And module 8 is what I call power play. Stand out and command top dollar by positioning your worth in the marketplace as an exclusive luxury brand, elite thought leader, or boutique business. And that really is where you start to command top dollar. All right. So those are the spaces that you have to go through. And I would love to walk with you. I invite you to invest in yourself through this program. And I'm going to tell you what I did to make it really super simple is that the investment level is $9.97 if you pay in full, or a 4-pay option for $2.97. Now the 4-pay option is for a limited time only. Okay, and then the 4-pay option is going to go away. My intention was to make it a no-brainer because I'm very clear that a good sew-in, a good weave, a good sister locks, I'm gonna tell you, just look at the money you put on your head will more than cover the investment in yourself of doing this program. Okay, and you know already if this is for you or not. If it's not for you, I respect you, no worries. But if it is for you, I invite you to step up and invest in you. Put your money in you instead of on you. One of the things that Black people as a group we have to really comprehend is if we want people to pay us money, we got to put money in us, not on us, not on our cars or on our nails. Okay? I'm saying that all you need is a system. I have a proven one. All you need is some guidance. I'm a professional teacher. Okay? We got this. All right? Now, the way we're going to accomplish, she said true. All right. So the way we're going to accomplish this is we're going to have a 6-week training virtual retreat online. All right. So we'll have it. I don't know whether it's going to be a live stream or a webinar or teleseminar. This is my very first live stream. I kind of like it. I don't, I hope y'all like it. I love that I can see the comments like, yay. But we're going to do 6 content calls and 1 live Q&A with me so that I can show you how to leverage this model. Okay. And I'm also including, just because I think it's great, is I want to include a private session with me for your self-worth blueprint session. All right. That's when you and I get on the phone and I pour into you. So that I can love up on you and really help you identify that which is undermining your success so you actually get free of it. All right. You're also going to get step-by-step proven templates complete with examples, tools, action items so you execute effectively and quickly. We're also going to have a private 24/7 members area. And that members area is going to contain all the files, all the calls, and the materials. It will be available to you for life. So I'm not going to take it away from you. Once you're in, you're in. All right. We're also going to have a Facebook. It's called the Defy Impossible Insider 6-figure sisterhood private Facebook group. And this is where you get to network with like-hearted sisters so you can build community and be supported as you grow into your greatness. Okay. So the calls are going to start August 15th. But because I know my work, there's some prep things, some bonuses that I have for you. All right. Now I said, look at the price tag. And this really, I'm going to tell you, this is a steal. $9.97. Again, this is, y'all, I've done everything I could to make this easy for you. Okay. All right. So you'll know this to work with me privately begins at $10,000 to $15,000. All right. And that's not my VIP. That's just doing the program with me privately. But to actually be able to do it as a group and having access to me is the next best thing. All right. Now, let me tell you what the bonuses are, because this is so important. So the bonuses, the private session with me is valued at $1,250. That's where we're going to work on your self-worth blueprint. All right. The second bonus is with a young lady named Liz Murray and myself. Liz Murray did a Lifetime movie called Homeless to Harvard. My keynote is called From the Streets to Stanford. Ergo. We match. Anyway, so we did a talk about forgiveness in our parents. I'm going to tell you, if you have anything going on about your mom and your dad, it's going to fuck your money. Okay? I'm going to tell you, it's just going to screw it. So I'm including that because you need that to really benefit. I'm also including the self-worth and sales training, how your poor self-image can kill your bottom line and what you can do about it. It's a group training recording, but what makes it valuable is that if you ever have to deal with sales, and you will if you don't already, you need to know how to deal with rejection, how to make requests, And it's a real feminine and gentle way to do it so that it feels good for you and for them. All right. Now, bonus number 4, remember that CEO group I told you about that started me off? I created a program for them called Street Smarts for CEO Success System. Okay. I'm including that. Now, that's not business, that's pure personal development. All right. It's a $1,997 value, but I'm including it because I want you to have access to what you need to optimize your investment before we start. So I'm creating this so there's a window so you can start to do the bonuses so that when we get together, you hit the ground running. All right. And the 5th bonus is a ticket to the VIP training, to my Defy Impossible live experience. It will happen October 8th through 10th. Okay. And it will be here in delicious Dallas. All right. But let me explain to you why this is important. I don't want your brain to explode, right? So we're going to do our sessions, our 6 sessions online. All right. We're doing our 6 sessions online, but think of that as the inner game. We're going to do the business work together at the live event. And I'm bringing in some badass sisters, some sisters who crush it. All right. Because it's a business training. And it's like, so I'll bring in somebody for social media. I'm gonna bring in somebody who specializes in sales. I'll bring in somebody who specializes in health and well-being. Okay, you see what I'm saying? So because that training takes, you will do the 5 together, and 3, 6, 7, and 8 we'll do at the live event in October. Does that make sense? That way you can digest the information. When we come together live, it goes deeper, and you get to network with sisters who are changing the world. All right. So that's why I'm including it. Now, there'll be people there who will pay $3,500 for the ticket you're getting as a bonus with this particular package. All right. And also, I got to tell y'all this, and I'm doing it inside of love. All right. And I just want to acknowledge, checking my time. Oh, good. I have 4 more minutes. But is it okay will y'all stay with me? I know I'm running a little bit behind, but I wanted to talk you through the bonuses so you'll really understand what you're getting. Is that okay? That may mean I may go over. Is that okay? You got to let me know if that's okay, and I need your permission because I can stop right now. Yes, is that okay? That's fine? Thank you, Kelly Joy. I got you. I'm yours. Love you, girl. Okay, thank you. Holla. Thank you. Go on, girl. Okay, I got it. Okay, thank you. But thank you thank you. I'm gonna stop looking. The reason I'm saying that is and this is for everybody. If you ever find that you're gonna go over time, just ask permission. If people get resentful, right? But I started a little late and I got nervous at the beginning, so I ate some of my minutes up. But I want to really help you understand the beauty of this package and just how much I love you, all right? And I love you too. So bonus number 4 is what I've included is when I made my first 6 figures, all right, I did a mixture of speaking and online marketing. And when you do online marketing, all right, there's stuff that you have to have in place. A lot of it has to do with the words, right? So what I'm including here is all of the words that I use to make my first 6 figures, so that you don't have to pay $12,000 to $15,000 to have a professional do it. Okay? You can just take out my words and put your worth in it when you're ready to do that. That way, I know you have what you need to win at this. I'm not leaving anything out. I'm not leaving anything out. I'm giving you exactly what I did so you can do the same. Okay? So that's why I included that. Now, I'm going to tell you, for the first 12 people who register tonight, who register, I can't say tonight, right? But for the first, because I don't know where you are on the planet, but for the first 12 people who register, you're going to get an additional bonus, okay? You're going to get from me, done for you, customized, compelling copy or copywriting. Meaning, let's say you have a talk. I will, just like I did with Ronnie, I will design the title of your talk and the description of your talk so you get gigs. Does that make sense? If you want to do that whole elite thought leader thing. Or let's say you're in corporate America and you want to raise. I will work with you and write those words out with you because I am a copywriter. I do words. You see what I'm saying? And this is what I do with my VIP clients. So you can have that, or you can have one private hour session with me, which is $2,500, and we can use that hour any way you want to use it. We can use it for your $1 million moneymaker. We can use it for your a power hour. We can use it for identifying your game changing genius. That's your time. I'm at your disposal. We can just I'll pour in on you. Okay, and the only other thing I want to say is I'm going to invite you to take register if it speaks to you. Have at it. So the value of the program is well over $21,000. All right. And for you, my sisters in success, and I did it. I did this on purpose. All right. You only have to pay $9.97. That's the best deal. Or you can have the 4Pay for a limited time. Okay. I don't know. I think a limited time. Okay. The $297 to make it really super simple, and you're saving over $20,000. And I did that on purpose. It's not a game. If I can, this is all. That's really what is. That's what it cost me. Okay. Now, the good news is if you don't have time, everything's recorded. So you don't have to worry about it. You can listen at your own leisure. You can do it on, you can listen on the treadmill and all that kind of stuff, right? So you don't have to worry about it. It'll be recorded and transcribed, okay? Some people it's like, I don't already have a business. Don't worry. This is the perfect time to start. I can show you how to get there. All right. If you work in a company, Curly did too. She turned it into, she up-leveled in her workplace. And there's some people may say, I'm scared to invest in myself. And I'm going to tell you, so was I. I was scared. Who's going to, my thing was who's going to want me, right? Give my mom and put me out. That's my thing, right? But I'm going to tell you, the only reason you're scared is because you haven't been rewarded for it yet. You're a strong woman. You've come through so much. You've done more with less. This is easy. This is easier than you think. You're just going to have to fly. You're going to have to trust your gut, trust yourself, and allow somebody to love you, allow somebody in, allow someone to support you. And I would be honored to be that person. But the only reason you're scared is because you haven't been taught to. White people, especially white men, are taught to invest in themselves from an early age. We are not taught to invest in ourselves. We're not taught to believe that we can learn it or do it. We've been taught to trust somebody else. Do you know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying, I understand, baby. It's all good. I invite you to trust yourself. If it speaks to your heart, trust your heart and take the action. Okay? The only other thing I want to say is, no, everything is in order. The only other thing I want to say I need to tell you this because it's important. This is the thing. I have 100% money back guarantee because we're in this together. All right. But here's the thing. It has conditions. Okay. I do believe in you. If you got this far, if you're with me for this last hour and 36 minutes, 31 minutes, whatever, then you're my people. It would be an honor to walk with you. But here's the thing. I'm willing to give you all your money back if you do the work and it doesn't work. You see what I'm saying? Like if you show up for all the calls and you do the worksheets and you ask the questions and if at the end you don't feel like you got what you needed, fine, have the money back. Peace. But try. Just try. You see what I'm saying? That's my thing. Okay? So I want you to know that you're covered. I'm taking all the weight off of you. I'm carrying the weight. You don't have to worry. If it doesn't work for you, fine, you get your money back. But you got to put the time in. All right? Now, the only other thing I want to say, I think that's all I can say. I'm going to, can folks use PayPal as a payment mode? Yes, good question. I don't know. If you go, I don't, right now, all I have is my page up, because you can, send Kina an email if you want to use PayPal. Kina, put your email in there if you want to use PayPal, okay? Because that's, I don't have a solution for that right now. The time investment, the time is, the calls will be between 60 and 75 minutes, okay? Let me see what else. I recommend you set aside at least 2 hours a week to do the work, okay. See what else. Tony, that's a good question. Any other questions before I give y'all my super duper big closer thing? Okay. Any other questions before I have something very special for y'all who stayed on? Any other questions? You don't have any other questions? Okay. This is something I've been planning for you. So for all the people who stayed on with me, yay! I have a gift for you. I'm ready to do the work. Okay, good. Phoenix, get out of the business. Okay. What I'm doing for the people, this is how it's gonna work. For the first 27 people who register, all right? This is how I wanna acknowledge you. I wanna give you two things that nobody else gets to have but you. All right. You stayed until the end, and if you register, this is what you're going. Well, actually, when you register, this is what you're going to get. You're going to get a copy of the We Matter Manifesto. All right, so that you can actually hang it on your wall. You can have it. You can have it as a reference point. That's the first piece. Okay, but this is what I want to give you that I'm so tickled by. I was at a conference recently, right? And I was talking to a bunch of beautiful black women, and I came up with this idea because I was sitting with one sister, beautiful girl. She looked really young to me, but I was talking to her about the work, and so I said, "Do you want to do the full pay or the forepay?" And she started to cry, and I'm like, "What are you crying about?" She said, I shouldn't even have to choose. I make six figures." And I know a lot of sisters like that. They make the money, but they're giving it away to their families or to their kids, or they're saving somebody, right? And so I sat down with her and I started creating how she can get money immediately, right? And I realized that before I had a business, I started to bring in money. Okay? So what I'm going to do for the first 27 people who register, what I'm going to do is I'm putting together a particular training. It's a special training. Okay? It's private and it's exclusive. And the training is called Get Money. I got a song. I need you to hear the song. Okay? Hold on. Hold on. I even queued up the song. It's your boy Young Rap. Can you hear it? Money make a rap. Stay down production. Now that's the move. Cause I look like money, smell like money, talk like money, even walk like money. Everywhere I go, and everywhere I be. Can you hear the song? Talk, they still know it's me. Cause I look like money, smell like money, talk like money, even walk like money. I don't know if you can hear the song. Okay, my point is okay, good. I'll just make sure you can hear the song. Okay. I love that song, right? But let me tell you what I'm doing. What I want to do is I have a training that I'm creating just for you. It's just getting created. It's brilliant. But it's the exact same thing I did before I had a business. I learned how to bring money in before I knew all this other stuff. So the program is called Get Money. I couldn't think of anything else to call it, all right? It's called Get Money. And what we're going to do is I want to show you how to get cash coming in with what you have right now, before we even get to my training. Okay? It's before I knew all the stuff I know now, I was able to bring money in. And I can, whether you have a list or no list, if you can speak, if you can go to the hairstylist, if you go to the barbershop, we can make some change. You see what I'm saying? Because if I can show you how to get money in with what you already have, by the time we get to the actual material of the program, you are going to crush it. You're going to like slay it, kill it, murder it. Okay? So do y'all like that? Hold on, I'm going to go to chat. Does that make sense? What do you think? Do y'all like it? Well, I know you like money. Okay, does that make sense, everybody? Like it's okay, so okay, good, because it's something that it's like it's one of the things I took for granted. It's like I'm teaching y'all all this stuff, but a lot of time it's that bridge, right, between where you are and where you want to be. If you know, but I can show you how to get the money in now. Because once you know you can, then you get hungry to learn how to do more. And that's how I was able to do it. So for the first 27 people who actually register, you're going to be the people who are in that training. Okay? So that's it. So with that being said, that's what I wanted to create and offer and provide. So thank you for the love. And let me see if there's anything else I want to say as we round out today. Thank you so much for showing up, for staying with me the whole time, for granting me grace, and and for believing. Thank you for letting me near your heart. Thank you for allowing me near you. It is, to me, this, you are my people. You're the reason why I got off the streets. You're the reason why I got through Stanford. You're the reason why I've been being trained by the best in the industry so that I could serve you. And it is my deepest desire to have you win. So thank you for allowing me to walk with you tonight. And for those of you who are going to allow me to walk with you as we get emancipated with the six-figure emancipation formula, thank you, thank you, thank you. I love you with my whole heart. And I'm going to hang out for a few more minutes. We're done. Okay, if you have any questions, I'm here. I'm going to stay on for about another 5 or 10 minutes, just out of respect, because if you have questions, and I did good. It's 8:40 to my clock, so I didn't kill it, but it's okay. No worries. Any questions? Okay, good, good. Any questions? No, you're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. There's a. Is there something available for groups? It- I bring my work to groups. If they're how I know if I want to. You won't know. I will. We'll let you know. So the thing to do is, if it were me, if I were worried about it, I would go register now because we had over 700 people. I think it was 700 people. I'm definitely over 600 people registered for this particular training. So don't trip, y'all. It's don't hesitate. Go because it's limited. It's a limited. I only have a certain amount of bandwidth, right? So I gotta be able to honor it. So if you know it's something you want to do, go register now. Okay. Are there any books about? No, I don't do books. No, thank you. I don't do books. No, no worries, Ken. Thank you anyway. Um, no more questions? You're welcome. You're welcome. I'm seeing it. Hold on. Do the bonuses apply for those who are registered at? You already have those bonuses. You have a bonus page coming, so those you already have the bonuses. Um, can I get in? If you're, that's a good question. For the people who are already who this is for the people for the live stream, so I haven't got that far yet. Um, I'm trying to see if there's anything else. Is there something I need to do at age 75? Honey, you don't need to do anything. I mean, I don't know how to answer that unless you were talking about the work. You're welcome. Awesome. Find the money to, okay. Yes, if you register tonight, you just pay the first installment tonight. That's it. You don't have to. You can either do the first installment or you can do the full pay. Whatever works best for you. It's a good question. Um, no, you're welcome, B. Coles. I appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you. Welcome, Dr. Eric Rogers. He already paid. Woohoo! Good for you. Congratulations. Welcome, my brother from another mother. Okay. All right. Anybody else before we sign off? Going once? Going twice? No, you're welcome. You're welcome. No, thank you. No, I love you too, boy. Love you back. I'm just getting love. Okay. Will you be offering this on? Um, you are the. Thank you very much. The this offer is going to be up, but again, it's for the first 27. But the package is still there no matter what. There'll be an email when you be notified if you pay. Absolutely, there's an email that comes right to your inbox that lets you know that you received the money, that we received the money. So that comes in directly. Will you have some? In the fall, I'll have the live event in the fall. I do my keynote speaking. I travel in the fall. I have a, what do you call it? I'm on a speaking tour. So I'll be speaking in the fall, besides for the live event. Okay? I don't know how to answer that. You're welcome. Thank you, Lori. Okay. Um, Thank you, Tony. So we are. If I play that, will you have something coming in fall? I'm loving the skin I'm in. Can we pay until August 15th? I don't know what that means, but if you can, have at it. I'm not certain how to answer that question. I'm in the love skin I'm in. Okay. Any other questions? Okay, I think we're good. I think we're good. I think we're good. Yay, God is faithful. Okay, well, kumbaya, everybody. Yes, I'm just checking to make sure everything. I'm answering people's questions. Okay, good night, Lori. Okay, thanks for sharing. You're welcome, Mrs. 31. All right, it looks like I got all the questions answered because there's no one else is saying any. Okay. All right, everybody, know that I love you with my whole heart. Thank you for staying with me, and I will see you in the six-figure emancipation training. How can I do this? Um, Good night. Now I gotta figure out how to stop. Oh, stop recording. Okay, I'm stopping now.